Do you feel like the world or the people in it have taken an unfair advantage of you just because you're a nice person? Do you sometimes feel like this world is just a bad place and that you have to be a bad person in order to survive in it? If that's the case, then this video is for you. Hey guys, welcome back to InsightJunky, and if you're new here, be sure to subscribe and click the bell notification icon so you don't miss any videos. So I made a video before about why you should stop being nice and start being kind, and if you haven't seen that video, be sure to watch it after this one. But my main point in that video was that being unoffensive and agreeable isn't always the best strategy to win in life. Let me ask you something. Let's pretend that there is a man, let's call him Bob, who cannot harm anyone. He is very weak and he doesn't stand up for himself. If another man comes up to him and tries to fight him and Bob doesn't fight back and move away, does that mean that Bob is morally superior? Of course not. It just means that he's not strong to begin with and he had no other choice but to move away. It doesn't make him morally superior, it just makes him weak. Now let me ask you, imagine that there's another man, let's call him Billy, who is very capable of hurting other people, and another man comes up to him and tries to fight him, but again Billy doesn't fight him and he moves away. What does that say about Billy? It says that he is strong and yet he chose not to fight, and that means that this man is actually choosing not to fight from a position of strength. That is something very fundamental that we all have to understand. We cannot say that we are kind or generous if we are already weak. We can only say that if we're coming from a position of strength. And I don't just mean strength in a physical way. I mean strength of your mind, how much willpower you have, how mentally strong you are. So in this video, I will give you 4 tips about how you can start being more assertive, how you can start standing up for yourself, and how you can stop other people from taking an unfair advantage of you. These tips are from Dr. Robert Glover's book, No More Mr. Nice Guy, and I'll put a link to the book in the description below. The first point is don't be afraid to say no. If you often feel like you are being taken advantage of, then you probably have a problem saying no. I understand because I used to do the same. I just felt bad for saying no to people, so I would always try to say yes. But the problem is, if you say yes all the time, then your yes loses its meaning, both to you and to other people. If your friends know that you're always going to say yes if they ask you to hang out, then they'll never know that your time is valuable. If your boss knows that you'll always say yes to more work, well then he'll give you more work. So I'm not telling you to start saying no to everything willy-nilly, but before saying yes, think about it very carefully. Are you saying yes because you actually want to do that thing, or are you saying yes just because you want to make the other person feel happier, or just because you want to avoid confrontation? If you don't want to do something, just say no. You don't have to be mean about it, but just let the other person know that you're not okay with doing what it is that they asked you to do. Now, if you have been the nice guy all your life, when you start saying no to people, people will tell you that you're becoming a bad person. They'll tell you how you've changed, that you don't pay attention to them. But if they actually cared about you, they would understand your boundaries. If they don't care about you, well then they shouldn't be in your life in the first place. So this brings me to the next point. Set healthy boundaries. A lot of people don't set any boundaries and then they complain about other people taking advantage of them. Well, if you don't let other people know what your boundaries are, how can you expect them to respect it? For example, if you're in a relationship, maybe you have a boundary that you and your significant other won't resort to any name calling and no swear words, no matter the argument. Firstly, you should let the other person know that this is your boundary and that there should be no name calling whatsoever. And then if the other person crosses that boundary, you have to let them know that they did that and then ask them that they respect your boundary. Because let's say a person crosses your boundary once, you warn them and you forgive them, but you tell them that you won't let it go the next time, then they might do it again. And now you should remember that this person really does not care about your boundary. Tell them again that this is not acceptable, and if they apologize and if they actually mean it, then you can forgive them once more. But if they do it a third time, then you should understand that this person simply does not care about you and that you should cut that person out of your life. And this is what a lot of people are scared of, and I used to be scared of this as well. It just feels bad to cut people out of your life because of a boundary, and you start to doubt yourself that maybe you're being too extreme about your boundaries. But always remember, if a person crosses your boundary again and again, then they really do not care about you. They will cross all your boundaries to take advantage of you, and this is why you need to cut such people out of your life. When you start doing this, you might lose a few friends. A lot of people might start telling you that you've changed, but that is necessary because the friends that you will be left with will be much better for you than all your other fake friends. They will actually respect your boundaries and you will respect theirs. This will actually increase your self-esteem and make you feel better about yourself and the people around you. The third point is stop looking for approval. If you're the typical nice person, you're probably always looking for approval from other people. Maybe when you tell a joke, you look to others to check if they laughed. Maybe you only wear certain clothes or act in a certain way because you think it will make other people like you. Tell me one thing, do you want a lot of people to just like you for being what you show the world, the facade that you show? Or would you rather have a few people really love you for being as you actually are? In my opinion, the second option is a lot more convenient and actually makes you feel better about yourself. So stop acting in a way that you think will make other people like you. Start being who you truly are, and then you will attract the kind of people who will like that part of you. Don't do things just to make others like you. Do things to make yourself like you. And the fourth point is to ask for what you want. A lot of people complain that they don't get what they want, but they never actually ask for it. Stop doing other people favors hoping that they'll return you a favor. Instead, why don't you directly ask for what you want? If you want a promotion, instead of wondering every year if you'll actually get a promotion, why don't you actually ask your boss what you'll need to do to get a promotion? If you want to grow your business, ask your customers what you can do to make their experience better. Unless you ask for what you want, you're not going to get what you want. I know that most of us have this habit. We are extra nice to people and we hope that they'll be nice to us in return. But the world is not a fair place, and there are people who will definitely take advantage of you if you let them do that. And so if you want something, be sure to always ask for it. Now before I end this video, please listen to this. I'm not telling you to become a bad person. I'm not telling you to start hurting people. And I'm not telling you to leave all your friends. All I'm telling you to do is to become strong, both emotionally and physically. Once you are actually strong, then you can start being kind to other people without worrying about them taking advantage of you. Remember that a weak person cannot change the world. Only a strong person with the right intent can change the world. And that is what we all should strive for. That's all for this video. I hope you learned something new in this video, and if you did, then please click the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, and thanks for watching.